Xpeng G9 is the best electric SUV out there. Here's why. Launch prices for Xpeng's G9 flagship SUV and new P7 sports sedan, both of which come with a 7-year, 160,000-kilometer guarantee, were announced. Prices for the G9 start at €57,990 and the P7 at €49,990. Both are now up for order. Xpeng didn't sell automobiles until 2018 with the G3, a compact crossover. The P7, a sports sedan introduced in 2020 that has since been the brand's best-selling vehicle, came next. These two variants are currently offered in China and Europe. The brand introduced the P5, a very large, small car that was the first to include LiDAR and is only offered in China in 2021. Few options are available to U.S. investors wishing to establish an EV portfolio. In contrast to Tesla, several other businesses have not manufactured automobiles, or if they have, just in extremely tiny quantities, making it difficult to assess their full potential. Strangely, however, if you wish to limit your options to businesses that build more than 100,000 cars annually, you are only left with 3 Chinese manufacturers listed on American stock exchanges. In this video, let's explore how the Xpeng G9 is the best electric SUV out there. Technical specifications. Xpeng G9, the mid-sized luxury SUV, debuted at the Guangzhou Motor Show in November 2021. G9 is the first Xpeng product created and planned from the ground up for both the Chinese, domestic, and global markets. The G9 is the first Xpeng model to be developed with international needs in mind, since it meets 5-star safety design criteria under new car assessment programs in China and the European Union. With a reuse rate of more than 85% and a recycling rate of more than 95%, the G9 reportedly complies with EU environmental protection standards. The Xpeng G9 has been created on the same chassis as the Xpeng P7. For this reason, the wheelbase of both cars will be pretty comparable, between 3 and 3.1 meters or 118.1 and 122 inches. The Xpeng G9 is specifically intended to compete against products like the Tesla Model X, the Neo ES7, and the Li Auto 1 from Li Auto. It can be viewed as the medium to large-sized luxury SUV's flagship model. It costs about the same as the Tesla Model Y, but is more considerable. The target markets. Without a doubt, Xpeng took precautions with the exterior. Nothing in the design particularly suggests that it is an electric vehicle. It is a medium SUV by US standards. There is the Xbot Face 3.0, a lightsaber running underneath the hood, and a general shape look to form up the letter X. Everything from Xpeng seems to begin with an X. There is a frunk with room for a small backpack underneath this hood. After the P5, the G9 is the second Xpeng to include LiDAR. 2 LiDAR units are installed inset in the front fender light clusters of the G9 Max variants. In September 2021, when I test drove the P5, I received a guarantee that buyers would have access to the system within 6 months. The company's much-hyped city navigation guided pilot, comparable to Tesla FSD, but using a combination of LiDAR, millimeter wavelength radar cameras, and ultrasonic sensors, was only made accessible in Guangzhou, where Xpeng is based a year later in October 2022. LiDAR, which stands for Laser Imaging Detection and Range, is a technology that gives an automobile a better understanding of its surroundings by measuring the distance between objects and the vehicle. Many vehicles, especially those from the trio of EV companies, have been introduced to the Chinese market in the last year with LiDAR. The issue is that until recently, they carried the equipment without letting customers use it. Uncertain but likely regulatory is the cause. Even more cutting edge, the G9's XNGP technology offers almost door-to-door autonomous driving with minimum driver input when it is in action. The 0 to 62 miles per hour pace is 3.9 seconds faster with the 2 motors than with the RWD versions, which is outstanding for a vehicle of this size. Also, unlike other EVs, the acceleration is less harsh and tapers in. The relatively high braking regeneration is undoubtedly a bonus, but unlike a Tesla, you cannot drive with just one pedal because the vehicle never completely stops. The steering is too light and ambiguous, which is a drawback. Air suspension is added to all-wheel drive variants, providing a smooth ride on the 21-inch wheels. The G9 now offers what Xpeng refers to as the X-Opera 5D multimedia experience. The Dolby Atmos-capable sound system features 28 speakers hidden around the car, even in the front seats, to start. They combine with the middle compartment's aroma sprayer and air vents to create a sensory experience. Another issue that surfaced was with the sound, or at least the volume. Virtual assistant Xiao P and the screen control almost every aspect of the vehicle. Xpeng is spelt Jiaopeng in Mandarin. A heads-up display seems missing from the top-of-the-line models, which is unexpected given that several far less expensive Chinese cars have them. Moreover, the instrument panel does not display navigation instructions, only the main screen does. Ultimately, the Xpeng G9 will be a significant European rival and, to some extent, threaten German luxury producers, especially in terms of price, features, and technology. There was at least one P7 that arrived in the United States, but it is unknown if the G9, which was intended to be a world car, will ever be sold here. Why are people so excited about this car? We are very enthusiastic about the G9 because it will also be available in Europe and North America in 2023. Before the newest electric vehicle is released to the public, we're eager to learn more about what it can do, how it differs from other EVs and even conventional cars, and whether it will successfully reverse the decline of the Chinese smartphone industry. The vehicle is supported on Xpeng's Edward platform, which has a lengthy wheelbase of around 3 meters, making it comparable to a large-size SUV. The long wheelbase's extra room will significantly boost legroom for a more comfortable ride. The G9 has 29 other sensors besides the 2 LiDARs, including 12 cameras, 5 millimeter wave radars, and 12 ultrasonic radars. Thanks to its robust sensing capabilities, the G9's sophisticated driver assistance system has hardware support from all directions. And unlike the P7 model, the G9's side has more sharply defined body lines, albeit relatively smooth compared to conventional SUVs. With a more extensive light bar, the back also underwent a slight alteration. Under the trunk door is 2 thin bars that serve as 2 individual backlights. Compared to the P7, the rear's body lines are substantially stiffer. The G9 has 2 alternative motor configurations. The 4-wheel drive performance variants have a dual-motor all-wheel drive system, while the rear-wheel drive regular range models have a rear-mounted motor. The performance model's dual engines produce 543 brake horsepower and 717 newton-meters of torque, speeding from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.9 seconds, compared to the basic range model's rear motors' 308 brake horsepower and 430 newton-meters of torque for a 0 to 100 kilometers an hour time of 6.4 seconds. However, it did not let us down in areas critical to classic cars, such as dependability, strong performance, and superb comfort, which helped us not miss the fuel car as much throughout the test drive. What's more intriguing is that new EVs like the G9 still have a lot of potential to explore in the future thanks to OTA upgrades.